Chief Executive here, and here's a new video to the channel. As you Call of Duty sweats already know, we've just played a fragment of Call of Duty Cold War in the form of an alpha. Having bummed the alpha to death and my girlfriend questioning her choices, it's safe to say I have a pretty good idea of what Call of Duty is bringing to the dinner table. I want to discuss my first impressions of Cold War from my experience playing the alpha in the format of what I like and disliked about the game. Bearing in mind this was just an alpha and I will be reserving my full judgment of the game post-launch. Let's begin talking about the things I enjoyed. The colour palette. As we all know, Treyarch are the lead developers for this year's instalment of Call of Duty. And it certainly delivers on the colours. Despite being limited to 5 maps, our eyes were gifted with a range of vibrant colours. A colour palette, for those who don't understand the terminology, is the general colour scheme used within the game's textures. For example, for those who played Modern Warfare, the colour palette was primarily black, white and green, which overall added a dark and gritty aesthetic to the game. Many people and myself found this quite dull to play day in and day out. On the other hand, Call of Duty Cold War is definitely open to a wider colour palette. My favourite example of the alpha itself is the Miami map. This map is truly beautiful and plays around with different lighting, including neon visuals. Another aspect of the game I enjoyed was the actual gameplay, and that is the fundamental part of the game. The classic 3-lane map format has returned, and I'm so goddamn happy, I cannot tell you. As we all know, Modern Warfare steered away from the 3-lane map system, which resulted in pure campiness, which slowed down the gameplay. In this game, it's completely different. Running around actually rewards players for playing the objectives. This encourages players to keep moving and results in a faster and more fluid gameplay experience. Whilst it's definitely faster than Modern Warfare, it's not too fast. Treyarch have managed to balance this by offering a unique level design. For example, the map Satellite we had seen in the alpha had 3 sections. We had the dunes, the canyons and the wreck site. I found that snipers would fight it out in the dunes, while most people would run and gun with SMGs and ARs in the canyons and the wreck site. This caters to a different playstyle and keeps the game advancing forward. Time to kill and score streaks. Treyarch, you've nailed it, man. This time to kill in this game is just honestly so balanced. Players in Cold War will find that gunfights last slightly longer than Modern Warfare, but not as long as Black Ops 4. In my opinion, this is perfect because winning a gunfight is down to the player's skill set and positioning rather than the reaction time. But don't get me wrong, reaction time is also a huge advantage. Again, this was an alpha, so not every score streak was in the game, but I've got to say, score streaks in this game are brutal. Score streaks are almost guaranteed to farm you kills within the multiplayer. Earning them gives you a sense of achievement, and it was also satisfying slaying the opponents with a chopper gunner and hearing the plebs rage down their microphones. We've finally been granted with a dead silence perk. Finally, the Call of Duty gods are listening. But in this game, it's actually called Ninja, which allows players to run with quieter footsteps. I noticed when playing the game how effective Ninja was. You could really get the jump on enemies without them hearing you miles down the bloody road. Ninja ultimately dampens your footsteps but not get rid of them. This means that when running around a corner, the enemy will only hear you when you are really close to them. I found this to be well balanced and a huge advantage to the run-gun playstyle, to be honest. Now I want to talk about the things I disliked, and to be fair, there aren't that many, but there are a few things that need tweaking. One of them being the player count on the Miami map. I think the Miami map is slightly too ambitious for a 6v6 game mode. I found myself running across the map taking out enemies and then running back due to the fact the spawns flipped. I mean, it wasn't annoying per se, but it felt tedious at least. I'm saying this because this map had so much potential, and I think putting this into the Combined Arms mode would be more suitable. The Combined Arms playlist was essentially a smaller scale ground war. The last negative point I want to make about this game, like I said, there's not many, but I think you can all take a guess at this point, and it is the score-based matchmaking system. It pains me to say it, but it is coming back. We are all aware of this to an extent that players are matched with players with similar skill sets. Basically noobs with noobs, intermediates with intermediates, and more or less pros with pros. It's been confirmed that this is returning for Black Ops Cold War and even featured within the alpha. Whilst this doesn't affect me massively, the vocal majority as in the Call of Duty community are certainly unhappy. Score-based matchmaking was actually trending on Twitter during the alpha. In my opinion, it should be toned down. Whilst I enjoy a challenge, I also enjoy playing casually. But for the most part of Modern Warfare, I felt like I was sweating a bit too much for my liking. I think there should be a ranked playlist. I agree with what everyone else is saying, and that score-based matchmaking should not be integrated into the casual multiplayer. But as with most things, this is favoured by Activision as it gives new players an incentive to buy microtransactions, as in they think they're doing well, but they're actually just playing against noobs like themselves. Anyway, that's everything I enjoyed and didn't enjoy regarding the new Call of Duty. We've got a full beta coming this October starting on PlayStation 4 on the 8th, I believe, so we'll be making more videos like this. If you enjoyed the video, let me know by liking and subscribing. I'm a brand new fish here on YouTube, so help me reach that gorgeous 100 subscriber count. It'll mean a lot. Anyway, I'll see you fellas next time. Cheers.